Hello and welcome guys. Today I'll be talking about the science behind MR12 versus MR15. And so I'm ready to start this video, but I did a really bad job explaining it. So today I'm going to correct that and go over everything I was talking about again. So here I have the impact of each round. So MR12, each round is 1/12. I think this is easier to see this denomination rather than having to look at this weird fraction. So what MR12 means is max round 12, so every half has 12 rounds. So in one round, one half, this is how much of an impact it has, 1/12. And that's the same with MR15, but it will be 1/15 instead. So now that we've got that out of the way, the pistol round is, it's only one round, right? It only accounts for 1/12 of the rounds. But if you lose it, you're probably gonna have to save, or you're gonna either eco or force. If you lose that one as well, which you're most likely to, because you lost pistol, so you don't have a great economy unless the enemies are really bad and they force. They don't force, and then you force, and you win. Then of course that'll be different. But this is the worst case scenario. We look at this, we lose 2 rounds, we already have 10 rounds left to play. Then let's say you have a bad buy, and you lose another one, so that's 9/12. Since you lost, your lost bonus is 2,900 or something like that. You can't get a full buy, so you save again, and finally you have a really good first buy. And you only have 7 rounds left to play. What if you lose that one as well, You're basically screwed. Of course it's the same for MR15, but you have a few more rounds to play. 3 more rounds, so you have 10 rounds left to play, so building back up isn't as hard. But I've recently noticed that you usually lose 6 rounds before you get back on your feet, and even then, it's hard to climb back. I've had a lot of games that go to 6-6, so it's not unreasonable, but it is quite difficult to climb back. Especially if your team mental, your own mental is very weak. And this puts us on my next topic. Don't know why there's a 3 here. You lose, I'm trying to make the point that you lose 4 rounds at least. Okay, so now we have force buys, saves, or ecos. I want to bold this. So over here, we see that if we lose the first, we're gonna lose the first round, let's say. So this is after these 4 rounds over here. We lose, assuming you won these 4 rounds, you lose here 1,400 loss bonus, and then you force up again. Your loss is at 1,900, and let's say. Oh, this is your eco round, or your save round. Okay, so you lose another round. So you have 2,400 plus 1,900. What the hell am I? What is this? I have no idea what I'm talking about here. This is last night. It was at like 5 AM or something. I couldn't sleep. Some of my calculations were based on having not having this loss. Loss is at 1,900. Oh, sorry, the force, you forced the 1,400 away. Yes, what am I doing? Okay, let's keep going. So eco lose another round, so you have 4,300 if you forced in the second loss round. So you'd have an M4A1S, this is assuming CT side, AK is going to be different of course, full armor, you don't need full armor, making it 650, instead of 1,000, and you have a bit more util, maybe another smoke instead of just 2 flashes, or 1 smoke and 2 flashes now, the hydrator. Oh yes, before I forget, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Thanks. Let's carry on. Okay. Save eco lose on the round. Yep. And now we look at if we lose 1400. We lose an eco round. That's 1900. And then we save again. Or we half buy. There you go. That would be, well, I'm gonna say that you full save or if you're an offer, you probably would full save this round instead, because money is tight. So what do you have here? We have 4,300 plus 1,400. That's 5,700 total. You still can't really get it, but you can get the off 650 armor. Maybe a smoke, I think. I didn't go too in depth with the math. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then, yeah, you have an off now, and other players on your team could have half buy or had next buy at least. Then you have an off and full util. So this one you lose 3 rounds. I think they all lose 3 rounds. 3 rounds lost, but very loud. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3 rounds lost. All rifle buy. And I'm gonna move all of this down. We have the three rounds lost here again. Lose. But have full buy with off. Of course, I would recommend this. This is so much better than having 3 rounds lost and no off. Of course, if you're not confident in your offers or something's going on, then yeah. Okay, now the last one is, well, that's really it. Unless force buy saves ecos. Yeah, that's about it. That's when you're fully resetting your economy. And yeah, this is the worst case scenarios, both of these. You can either get an off out, or you can have a full rifle buy, but have a chance at force buys, at a force buy. This one you have a eco half buy here, 3rd round, and then you get the good weapons. So the point I was gonna make with this part of the video was that you should probably save more than force buying nowadays, just to get a better, well, even if you don't half buy here, you can save more economy for your next force buy or full buy. Because let's say you lose this round, but then you have some leftover cash from the round before, you don't have to resave again. You can just go into the next round as a full buy. You will have weaker util, but it's still going to be a full buy with runs. And for this one, you're basically forced to have a second save if you lose. So lose after full buy equals save again, and then you got lose after full buy equals to rebuy next round, assuming saved cash. And there's also kills. Won't be confused, but that'll be kill cash. Yeah, that's all the extra cash you got, right? Kill cash. Bounty. No, that's not it. And then we'll look at, that's about it. That's the main science behind it. But there's also having less rounds to play. Assume that you lost 7 out of 12 of your first half rounds, so you won 5, so it'd be 5 to 7. And I don't know. And let's say you lose this worst case scenario pistols, so it would be 5 to, hopefully it's 11. Yes, 11. How many rounds left do they have to win? 2. They need to win 2 rounds before a win. So you need to come back. How many rounds is that? 8 rounds? 8 rounds to come back. And you don't even have the privilege of using these 4, because, well, it won't be pistol ever again. 8 rounds left to come back. That's pretty difficult. Of course, it's been done before. You've probably done it before. But the mental resilience you need to come back from a 6-round deficit doesn't sound too bad, but it is going to be tougher now. Because your economy is going to be weak as well, compared to theirs. You've probably built up quite a bit at the assumption that you haven't made many kills. And if you have made kills, then you can be a bit happier. Their economy won't be 16,000. You'd have a chance to come back. Of course, these are all assumptions. And the math is there, but yeah. And we're gonna have a look at this in CS:GO. I'm gonna do a half-half score, which would be... Wait, what? You can't divide by 2, so it'd be 7-8 actually. That's weird, it's an odd number. Because we have 6-6 in MR12. Anyhow, the comeback, let's say they won 6 rounds I did? No, it was 4 rounds. They win 4 rounds, it'd be 7-12. They still need to win 4 rounds, which is double the amount that they had before, so you'd have 3 rounds of, I guess, threshold. Not really threshold, I forgot the word, but it starts with a B, where you kind of like booster. You can't fall under that amount. I'm gonna say threshold before you lose. You have 3 rounds, so you need to come back. Maybe only 1 chance. Survival. You have how many rounds? 16 minus 7. It's math. 9, right? Yes. 9 rounds to come back. But you have, well, it's not really 3, it's kind of 2, but you can still tie the game. 3 rounds to survive. But there's also overtime, which is quite important. We need to talk about overtime. I didn't write this down on my whiteboard the last time I talked about this. I can't believe I forgot. I watched a Mr. Maxim video. I think, if I remember, I'll put his description down below. So, sorry, his link in the description down below. And he basically reminded me that there's overtime. And he also added this tidbit, which I didn't realize at first. But now the overtime... So the overtime's at 12-12, right? And there's a maximum of 6 extra rounds. And 3 for each half, right? Which means you can actually get to 15-15 again, which is a full length match. Or MR15 full length match. If you're gonna tie anyways. So yeah, it's right there, you know? It's the same game. Except for it can be shorter if you get steamroll. That's about it. But you're gonna have to get to 12-12 before this math is inconsequential. Yes, that's a good word. I don't know if I finished talking about this. I hope I did. And you have more rounds to survive. For MR15, let me write this down. I'm not gonna give this document out. You guys can just copy all the data if you really want to share it with friends. But for sharing this video, come on, just share the video. It's much easier that way, you know? And then we go on to... We're gonna keep talking about overtime. So the cash now is at 10,000. I'm not sure what it was for Face It, I don't quite remember. Which means you could either get an off full buy, so it's rifle buy, Or you could get, oops, you can get rifle full buy with armor and with a util. Also remember, you can probably buy no head armor. Depends on the map. If it's like a wallbang oriented map, then maybe buy head armor. But depending on your position, if you're playing on sites, you probably don't need to. I meant full buy. Oops. And another rifle full buy. And this is it only if you lose. If you lose these two, your third round is going to be complete garbage. So maybe think about how much util you're going to use and like actually plan out the round. If you're going to be a cave player on Ancient, then don't buy all the util that you think you need, or that you won't need if you're going to rush out and die. You could ask your teammates to flash over the uncolored wall, and you can peek over through there. But chances are you're going to die, so maybe only get a Molotov for lane, and then run through. Maybe you can use a smoke if you assume you're going to survive, but nah, the cache is going to be tight in overtime nowadays. Probably always was, but losing 2 rounds is going to be pretty hard on your third round, so be aware of your economy. Having 2 ops is just very strong, but it can be quite detrimental to your economy if you lose that round and lose both ops. If you keep one off, there's a higher chance you'll live. Maybe play shot. I mean, as long as you win 1 round, you'll be fine. And winning the first round is really strong because they'll be forced to put everything on the line if they want to win the second round. And on the third one, you'll definitely have cash anyhow. Unless you lose all your players in the first round somehow, but still win, like a T-side. Yeah, that's about it. Is there anything else I want to cover before I go? Let's see, talk about economy, talk about impact of rounds. Let's see, Valorant. Anything I still for Valorant? Yeah, no, I have no idea how to play Valorant. Economy is completely different, so can't really talk about that. It's just impact of rounds, really. My recommendations of how to play these rounds is play the economy more. Saves are going to be very important because your cash is always going to be screwed. And if it's a 2v5, do not attempt it. Like, 2v5 situation, you have 1 off, 1 M4. And let's assume you have 1 kit on either one of the players. Most likely be the M4 player. And maybe the offer has a smoke or a flash, or something along those lines. And you can basically save those weapons again, and you'll have a lot more cash to play around with. So you have 3 people on maybe a P250 at least. You're gonna buy the round afterwards because you have a 2400 loss, let's say. You have a decent buy. Your players with actual guns can play more aggressive to try and get value out of the guns, or they can play passive and post anchor on one side. The other 3 can sit on one side to hold it down, try to get some damage off. This ensures that your opponent will get a decent economy, but you're also not losing too much of your own economy at the same time. And if they do go to the site with your guns, they won't know whether you're on a buy or not unless they can read properly. Oh yeah, hydration. And yeah, save more. For spies, I personally don't recommend. Of course, if you're feeling confident, go for it. It's your game, not mine. If your game sense tells you to buy, if you know you can hit shots, if you know they're not cheating, you have all the power in the world. And yeah, that's about it for the science behind MR12 versus MR15. It's more of the maths behind it, but I'm going to say science because it makes more sense. please subscribe, share this video, because I know a lot of people would need this. And yeah, if I forgot something, please tell me in the comments below. I would be glad to go over it again. Some other day, maybe in a short. Please subscribe. And 3 exclamation marks. Don't forget to clear your corners, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.